Hey everyone, I'm working to hit 1,000 subscribers and I need your help to get there. If you enjoy this content, please hit that subscribe button right now.
There is no way that this just happened. I genuinely sat there, staring at the screen, waiting for reality to correct itself, because surely the baseball gods wouldn't allow a game, a season, a moment of this magnitude to end like that. And yet here we are. One of the most atrocious base-running mistakes in Toronto Blue Jays history has dropped like a hammer, and the Jays fall to the Los Angeles Dodgers in a way that is not only heartbreaking, but almost cruel in its precision. This wasn't just a loss, it was a wound, and tonight on the Blue Jays Report, we need to talk about it honestly, painfully, and then somehow find a way to look forward to Game 7. Before we go any further, I do want to say this. If you're watching right now and you've been riding this emotional roller coaster with us, take a second to like the video, share it with another Jays fan who's probably just as stunned as you are, and subscribe to the Blue Jays Report. This community exists for nights exactly like this, even when they hurt. I'll be completely transparent with you. This is not the video I wanted to make. Heading into this game, you knew the task was enormous. Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the mound, arguably the best pitcher still standing in this postseason, a man who has made elite hitters look ordinary all October. The Blue Jays struggled early, they scratched, they clawed, and for long stretches it felt like they were chasing shadows. But baseball has a funny way of dangling hope just close enough to touch, and somehow, despite everything, Toronto put itself in position to win this game. Man on second. Man on third. Nobody out. Let those words sink in. In a World Series game. Against the Dodgers. With the season on the line. That is not a nightmare scenario. That is a gift. That is baseball knocking on your door and asking if you're ready to take history by the hand. And what followed will live in infamy. Stat lines only tell part of the story, but they sting all the same. George Springer went 2 for 4, grinding through pain, swinging with everything he had left. Nathan Lukes went hitless. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. finished 1 for 3, and yes, there were pitches he could have launched into the night, pitches he'll see again in his sleep. Bo Bichette went 1 for 3, steady but quiet. Dalton Varsho had an atrocious night at the plate, missing pitches he has punished all season long. Alejandro Kirk went hitless before being hit late, forcing a change. Addison Barger smoked baseballs, absolute missiles, including one that should have broken the game open. Ernie Clement chipped in with 2 hits. Andrés Giménez went hitless, but not quietly, lining out hard more than once. And then came the 9th inning, the inning that will be replayed, dissected, and argued about for years. Kirk gets hit and is lifted for Miles Straw. Addison Barger steps in and unloads on a pitch, driving it deep to left center. For a split second, the stadium held its breath. The ball lodged under the wall. Ground rule double. Both runners initially score, then are sent back. Second and third. No outs. The Dodgers go to Tyler Glasnow, and suddenly Shohei Ohtani pitching tomorrow becomes almost inevitable. Ernie Clement comes up and swings at the first pitch, a fastball up and in, not a pitch begging to be hit, and pops it up. 1 out. You're still alive. You're still breathing. And then Andrés Giménez steps in. I remember saying it out loud, almost calmly, that at the very least, at the absolute bare minimum, we were going to get to see George Springer bat. Hurt, grimacing, wincing, but dangerous. A man who has written October moments before. A man whose home run against Seattle is the reason this team is even here. Giménez hits a line drive to left. Good contact. Hard contact. The expected batting average on that ball was over 70%. In most universes, that drops. But in this one, Kike Hernandez reads it perfectly, takes an unreal jump, and makes the catch. And Addison Barger, caught between ambition and adrenaline, had drifted too far. He thought it would fall. He wanted to score. He wanted to be the hero. And instead, he was doubled off second base to end the game. Just like that, George Springer never gets to the plate. The bat stays on his shoulder. The moment evaporates. A country ready to erupt is left staring at its hands. It felt eerily similar to past heartbreaks, like that wild card moment with Vlad years ago, but this was bigger. The stakes were higher. The pain cut deeper. I don't want to gloss over how poorly some of the at-bats were earlier, because this game should never have come down to that moment alone. The Jays out-hit the Dodgers for long stretches. Yamamoto, as brilliant as he was, hung pitches. Mistakes were there to be punished. Dalton Varsho missed a hanging splitter that he has crushed all season. Opportunities came and went. Baseball doesn't forgive that in October. At the same time, credit where it's due. Kevin Gausman did his job. 3 runs allowed, 8 strikeouts, composure under pressure. That should be enough to win you a game of this magnitude. The bullpen was outstanding. Louis Varland. Everyone. They held the line. This loss is not on the pitching staff. Not even close. The base-running mistake will dominate the conversation, and rightly so. It cannot happen. It simply cannot. Addison Barger is young, and it's clear he got swept up in the moment. He was trying to score from second, trying to tie the game on a single. The problem is, the ball was never a sure single. And even in the best-case scenario, even if it drops and he stops at third, you have George Springer at the plate with 1 out. That is a dream situation. Instead, the game ends with him standing in the on-deck circle, helpless. And yet, as brutal as it sounds, this story is not over. It refuses to end quietly. The baseball gods, for all their cruelty tonight, have given us one more game. Game 7. One game for the rest of our lives. As Jeff Parsan put it, the Dodgers are trying to repeat as champions for the first time in a quarter century, and the Blue Jays are chasing their first title in 32 years. This is the good stuff, even if it doesn't feel like it right now. If you want to cling to positives, and right now they matter, the Blue Jays look like the better team for much of this game. The Dodgers' offense has been quiet since the Red Sox series. Toronto has handled elite pitching before, and they can do it again. Everyone will be available out of the bullpen. The page must be turned, even if it feels impossible. For Addison Barger, this will be the biggest mistake of his career so far. How he responds will define him. And here's the thing. As painful as tonight was, he is still swinging the bat incredibly well. His postseason numbers reflect that. I would still keep him in the lineup. You don't punish confidence. You channel it. This game could have been won in the 3rd inning. Or the 5th. Or the 9th. It wasn't. And if tomorrow ends in heartbreak, every missed pitch and every lost opportunity will echo. But that's tomorrow's pain. Tonight, we breathe, we vent, and then we prepare. It was never going to be easy. It was never meant to be easy. The story always felt like it was heading toward a Game 7. So now it's here. One more chance. One more night. One more opportunity to turn agony into something unforgettable. Let me know your thoughts down below. I know emotions are raw. We'll be back tomorrow on the Blue Jays Report, because this team, for better or worse, has earned one final chapter. And now, like it or not, we turn the page.